The Japanese Grand Prix just happened, so let's talk about it while I get ready. The drag back inclusion confused me, but I think it had to do with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That's why that other guy was there too. I know his name, he's not my favorite actor, so yeah. But but I think it had to do with Super Mario Bros. I'm not invested enough to look into it, but I think that's what the commentators were saying. I actually got the start of the race wrong, so luckily I could restart it. One great thing about DSTV Stream. Charlotte and Oscar actually had great starts. Kimmy, not so much, but he said he's going to be working on that, so hopefully it improves. Because that could have costed him a race. Norris also had a pretty good start. Great comeback for McLaren. As Oscar said, when we start these things, we actually do quite well. So, better keep it up. Another person who had a not so great start, Hulkenberg. Oof. I imagine Hadjar and Max fighting was actually very stressful for the Red Bull girlies. That Ollie Behrman crash was very scary and he looked a bit injured there. I hope it's nothing serious. That safety car for people like Kimi, Hamilton, they really benefited, but I would be so pissed if I was George Russell, because like just as you finish your pit stop, what do you mean there's a safety car and now they get like an extra 10 seconds? That's very unfortunate. Speaking of George Russell, that fight for third place between him and Charles was very nervy, but Charles Leclerc fought for his life for that third place, well deserved. Like, he literally held on until the last breath to make sure he secured that podium for himself. Verstappen, Gasly, little tussle. Good for Gasly, good weekend. He was much faster than I think most people were expecting. Aston Martin having issues and then basically just taking this as a training exercise. Who's shocked? I feel like as an Aston Martin fan, if those even exist, kidding. But on a serious note, like, I would imagine, like, I would just write off the whole first half of the season. Like, just call it a day, because you should not be on par with Cadillac at this stage of the game. But anyway, another race win for Kimi, so good for him, yay. And now the youngest like championship leader in F1 history. Congrats to him, genuinely. And then, oh, good for McLaren, back on the podium, number 2 for Oscar, which I think as you said, like, their biggest disappointment being coming second is a good place to be compared to where they were the last 2 Grand Prix, especially for him. And as we know, Charles fought for that third and he secured that third. But anyway, how did you find that race? Did you enjoy it? Was it exciting? I feel like overall this year so far, F1 has been significantly more entertaining. But anyway, what was your favorite moment from this race? Who was your favorite driver this weekend? Let me know down below and I'll see you in the next one.